We're Wendy and Lawrence, and guess what? We finally made it to Llangollen.
It was difficult navigating through these, but the upside is we got here early enough to where they weren't coming at you as we went through the Narrows. So there's always an up and a downside.
This historic town, with a population less than 4,000 people, is as much of a draw as the canal that it lends its name to. We've only had a quick look at a very small part of it, and we have one simple word to describe this beautiful town.
It's nice. It's nice, right?
It's another sunny, starting to warm up day.
Yeah.
Everybody here in Wales is thanking us for bringing the great weather.
You're welcome. We're welcome. We should really work out how to charge for this. We need to monetize our good weather charm. So we just, we're in Llangollen, and this is, we have now moored in the Llangollen Marina, or basin, depending on what map you look at. And met some super nice people who are our neighbors, but they're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, heartbroken. But everyone who you talk to recommends to come to the Bridge End Hotel. It's like one of the best places to eat. And we've only eaten two places. We're not going to mention the other, but so far they're right. Right?
Yeah, if you want to talk about two ends of the spectrum and the two places that we ate, then that's what happened.
Yeah, we're not going to mention the hotel. So I can say things like, if you want a baseline to judge from, we went there.
It was awful.
It was not good.
Awful.
You know, we don't take credit cards. That's the first thing I said when we walked in. We're like, talk about a mood setter.
And it actually went downhill from there.
And it went downhill.
If you can believe that.
But they do have a beautiful view of this. So we thought we were on winter chicken dinner. That's why we should have ordered the chicken and not the fish. So anyway,
the fish wasn't bad actually.
Wendy did a stupendous job this morning. So there are two parts of the Llangollen Canal that has areas called the Narrows. And really they say you're supposed to have someone walk ahead, and we did, and it was windy, and it worked out really well.
So today, I really had to pay attention to the fact that I had to actually run pretty far ahead, because once you enter the Narrows, they go for quite a distance, and make sure that another boat wasn't entering, because at that point, someone has to start backing up, and when you're backing up through curvies, it could be pretty hairy to do so. And then I pulled everyone that I walked by as well, who's coming towards me. I'm like, is there another boat?
Have you seen an airboat? Have you seen an airboat? It's like she lost one.
Yes. But they all knew exactly why I was asking.
Yeah.
And then when we thought we had passed them, I actually got back on the boat, and then I saw a woman walking, and I said, let me ask her. And she's like, my boat, because she was actually walking the Narrows, is coming. And thankfully she caught us right when we could pull over, because once they came through and I ran ahead, there wasn't a single place that anyone could have pulled over.
And Wendy managed to catch one before they entered the Narrows, so they waited for me to come through.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say that last mile, the bulk of it is narrow, so you have to walk. You have to have somebody walk it. Oh, and the other thing is, our radio batteries died, so now we were relying on our cell phone service, which may or may not be spotty.
So the two things about the Narrows, first of all, I cannot in a million years imagine how it's done during silly season. It's just like, even with us, because we're at the, what do they call it, the bookend, the bumper?
We're at a shoulder.
We're a shoulder, there you go. We're at a shoulder season, right? We're just before Easter when we're doing all this. And I thought there were a lot of boats. So I can't imagine what it's like at the height of season when everyone's coming up and down. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, you're so busy concentrating on getting your narrowboat through the small gap that you have, that you really don't get to enjoy all the beauty that's around you, which is a shame. When they say narrow, they're not kidding. It's pretty narrow. So, but it's good. So now we're gonna go around Llangollen, just get an idea of the town. Tomorrow, because we're here for 2 full days, we're hoping to go up to Horseshoe, and at some point, Wendy has promised me, we're gonna do the steam train and the horse-drawn narrowboat. So we've got those to look forward to.
It's a very easy town to explore, with the incredible River Dee acting as the ultimate landmark. Even if you can't see it, the River Dee's rushing tide's roar can be heard streets away. And forget parks or beaches, Llangollen has its own unique social center. A floor of rocks that appear under just the right conditions, and they're perfect for picnics or just to put yourself right in the middle of everything. And all this exploring, well, it creates quite the appetite.
So excited.
Afternoon tea,
So excited.
but with coffee.
Afternoon coffee? Could we make that a new British thing?
Well, we'll move here, so we have a say, we have a voice.
Well, I think you, as the actual citizen.
So what do you have here?
I'm having a mocha, cafe mocha, and then we didn't order a true afternoon tea. We just ordered scone, clotted cream, and all of the fixings, and then they gave me an option of regular or fruit, and so I said fruit scones.
Okay, go.
All right, here goes.
Is that good?
It certainly is. All right, here comes bite number 2. Although I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting really full.
So you need to ask the question that you said we should ask everybody.
Oh. What is the proper order? I put clotted cream with jam on it. Lawrence did butter, clotted cream, jam. I don't know if there's a proper methodology or if it's a personal preference or a regional methodology. Help us. One more bite.
The nice thing about Wales, you can eat whatever you like.
Right. I think I'm starting to get warm.
Finally. There's always a hill or stairs to work off the calories. And one last look at this, where we'll come tomorrow for our horse-drawn narrowboat ride.
And it's our last full day in Llangollen. Yeah, so we've really enjoyed it.
I like being in the marina too. That's really cool.
Yeah, so we're not going to be able to do the steam train, and I bring that up now because you'll probably hear it as we're chatting because they're pulling out. They have a photography session or something, they said, right?
Yes.
So we won't be able to go on that. So hey, we're going to be coming back on our boat. So I guess it's not a bad, that'll be a next time for us. So what we're going to do is we're going up to Horseshoe Falls first. Maybe throw up the drone if you're lucky. And then we're going to go to a castle up on the hill. So, yeah.
Oh, good thing I brought snacks.
Yeah, so it's going to be slow but steady, is a nice way of putting it. So go grab your hiking boots because we have a lot of walking today.
There's a reason this part of the world is a popular destination for outdoor adventures. Everywhere you go and everywhere you look, it's simply stunning.
So this behind us, the Horseshoe Falls, 420 meters wide, I think, is the reason the Llangollen Canal is still around today. Because it actually feeds water to Cheshire. And they couldn't close it because of that. They needed to keep the aqueducts open, they needed to keep the canals open, and that kept the canal around long enough for it to get the UNESCO Heritage Accreditation, which goes basically from here all the way to Chick Aqueduct.
Yep.
Yeah. So built by Thomas Telford, the Thomas Telford. It's really amazing. There's actually, it's called the meter house, and the meter house tracks how much water is going to Cheshire.
Yes, apparently it's all digital now, though.
It's very
no
cool.
more manual.
Yeah, yeah. So, and if you don't want to do the 40-odd minute walk, there's actually a hotel right here.
There is. And if you don't want to actually stay at the hotel, you can stop and have a nice lunch or breakfast there too.
Yeah, they'll let you park. I think it's £8 an hour or something.
Yeah.
I think I saw the sign when we were walking past. And it's real funny because there's a lot of hikers, but you sort of get to Horseshoe Falls and they're like, shh, we're done. So, because we tried to do this talking to you down there, and it was like Trafalgar Square. There was everyone around. But we came literally 15 feet, don't ask me how many meters, here past it, and it's like our own little path right now.
We did, though, because we were faffing about, get to see some, not kayakers, but a boat actually launch into the water.
There was one guide and probably 4 guests, and they had the attention of everybody on the shoreline as they sort of came up to the fall and then went over it. So obviously it's a form of white water rafting here near the Llangollen Canal. So I just checked my notes. 12 million gallons of water are drawn through the canal every day.
Wow.
Absolutely crazy. We keep looking over and show it because we're sort of blocking the path here. And we are considerate people, if anything else. And that's what's done at the meter house. And that's it. We managed to tell you everything without looking at our notes until the very end. So we will expect that gold star in the comments below.
Of course, we have to stop at the Cambridge Hotel for some afternoon snacks and maybe a few glasses of wine. Get there early enough and you sit alongside this amazing bridge. Llangollen is steeped in history. Mix history with the canals and you have a horse-drawn boat trip. It's a must-do for any narrowboater. We had to choose between this and the castle. So of course this won. Who will pull us today? Dakota or Tobias? Everything about this treat takes you back in time. From manually attaching the huge wooden tiller to positioning the horse to pull the long, amazing-looking narrowboat. So who is our engine today? Our 1 horsepower.
Do we know who this is? Tobias?
Tobias.
Tobias.
And when it's time to head back, there's no winding. Just take the tiller from one end of the boat and slot it in the other. Totally amazing experience. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
We're a little frazzled this morning.
We're very frazzled.
Just a touch. So this is the last day. We're leaving the marina this morning. And we have a bunch of chores to do. We have to do the water, fill the water before we leave.
Yes, because we're in the
We
marina.
Have
And we
unlimited
have
supply.
easy access.
We have to do the garbage.
Do the garbage.
But, as usual, in Narrowboat life, that's not the only thing that's going on. We've had a bit of a faff, they call it here this morning. I decided to go swimming in the canal.
I know, because it's a beautiful spring morning, and why wouldn't you?
It must have been 40 degrees outside when I had to go in the water. So I was trying to do some fancy shots flying my drone through a tunnel, and the drone was acting funny. I'm a dude, so I'm going to make an excuse. And it just drifted into the actual bridge, inside the bridge. Watch my face for the moment I realize what's about to happen. And went right down. Fortunately, it went right down near the edge. And this one was asleep because I left early to go do everything. So I'm like, oh, you know, so I had to climb over a wall to get to this part of the canal, strip down. Fortunately, I'd put some long johns on, some thermals. So I stripped down my thermals, kept my socks on, and my t-shirt, took everything off, and jumped in the water, which was only waist height. But the problem is, for me to get the drone itself, I had to put my head into the canal to dive down
to get the drone out.
The drone is still filming, so you can see me take it out of the water.
So then
So many ewes.
I had to dash back because it was freezing cold. It was like 40 degrees outside. So I had to do the short quarter-mile walk in my long johns. I threw my jacket back on, carrying all my clothes.
And you said you ran into a nice woman who didn't even comment about how odd he looked.
The first person, I was just getting out of the canal. She was walking her dog, and she didn't say anything. She goes, "It's a bit cold this morning." I go, "Yes, it is." And I had to get my drone out of the canal, and I showed it to her, and she went, "Oh, that was a shame." And I'm like, "Yes, it was." So then I'm coming back into the marina, and this woman's walking her dog again. So bear in mind, I'm wearing hiking boots, thermals. It's not my hair's wet. And she goes, "It's a bit chilly this morning." It's like, she goes, "I don't want to know. I don't want to know why you're dressed that way and you're wet. I don't want to know."
We love English British people. They are the masters and mistresses of the understatement.
And then so we had to come back, dry my clothes. I had to take another shower. Wendy's like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" So with all this going on, dry out my boots.
Oh yeah, so we had to do an emergency load of laundry. We've got the radiators going, so all that's drying. We made fun of the fact that there was a hairdryer in here, but somebody here has been blow drying out the inside of his boots.
That's a travel tip. Wendy learned that in Iceland.
Oh yeah, when we got completely
when we got stuck in the
drenched.
geysers and got wet. So, so you got all that going on, and then we have to switch over the gas. Out of the whole time during the vacation, we had to switch over the gas tanks. So we got that done.
And that took multiple tries.
It did. Yeah, try it now.
Yeah.
Try it now.
And then, as I was making the last 2 eggs for breakfast, I went to lightly salt them, but the top fell off. So now the eggs were completely covered in salt. And so those are going into the garbage. And yeah, we got bread and coffee this morning for
and
breakfast.
toast and cheese on toast. So it was all that's going on, which has totally blown a hole in us. Let's get out of here first and try to beat everyone to the Narrows.
Beat them through the Narrows.
And getting back.
But it's fine. I'm willing to walk almost the mile through the Narrows. And we did charge up our radio batteries, right?
We did.
Hopefully they hold the charge. I don't think it's an issue. It's the batteries.
It's how long it holds it. So, and of course, we left the spare batteries back in the States because we didn't think we'd need them.
Now, about those chores.
Water done. Now onto the garbage.
The CRT facilities offer so many different bins to put your rubbish in, it's hard to know which one to use.
Wendy will be happy. I'm bringing back all the bags. Last little burst, huh? All right, so there's not going to be a lot of chatting this morning because I need to focus. We need to turn around to get out of the marina because they let us back in. So our water point will be on front. Wendy's on. Here goes nothing. So I'm going to swing the front around there and try to back in here and then pull around. Is the idea. go. All right, high five, baby. That deserves a high five. Okay, you can take it over now.
What?
I'm kidding. Whew, and this is the bridge where I lost the drone.
And as we say goodbye to this beautiful town,
Bye.
we get an amazing view of two iconic houses on this part of the canal. So Wendy is running ahead to help us get through the Narrows. Fingers crossed.
This is a beautiful morning. So gorgeous. Nice fire you got going there. Yeah, it is. Smells good.
And this is simply the most beautiful part of the Narrows.
Hello. There's no one behind me that I saw.
But look away for 1 second, and this happens.
No, didn't see anyone behind me, but it curves, so, but I think you're good. This is so nice. This is crazy nice. Yeah, so my tip for anyone doing the Llangollen, if you have to leave, do it first thing in the morning, because that sun rising, it is the most beautiful thing you'll see. Nice. Of course, we don't have the GoPro on the side of the boat showing you what we're passing, but you can go back and watch the stuff as we came in, because quite frankly, it's a long story. We don't have any devices left to record stuff except the ones we've got going right now.
We've taken so much footage on this trip, we've run out of space on our SD cards and all our hard drives. This has never happened to us before. More importantly, now that we're out of the Narrows, Wendy can join us back on board.
You ready? Nicely done, baby. If you want to go down there, I just want to see where I put my ass so I can get around this boat. Well done, baby. That made life so easy.
Now, we just need to cross the Pontcysyllte Aqueduct and get as close as we can to Chirk Marina, so we can return the boat by tomorrow.
Morning. How are you? How long is your boat?
42 foot.
That looks like a nice length. It really does.
50's probably about best.
Really?
It's a bit short, this one. I could do you another cupboard or two.
You know, that's what they always say.
It's not unusual to come across fallen trees in the canals. You just have to hope there's enough room to squeeze by. Trees aren't the only things to watch out for. Kayaks and canoes are very popular on the Llangollen Canal.
Thank you for stopping. We caught each other just in time.
And there's a bridge.
Okay, you need to come up. You need to come up. Awesome, thank you. Yeah, this thing swings wide, and we would have swung right into you when we went around that corner. So thank you for coming up here. Yeah, you too. And we're beginners. That's the real reason.
See what I mean?
Here we go. Around the corner is the sharp right curve, our nemesis, my nemesis. And then, Lord help us if we have to wait. I don't know about sitting in place while I wait for people to come over.
Uh-oh. That's a horn for you?
That was me. I beat.
Oh, I was like, oh no. Nice job, though, with the horn. And then to your point, how do we...
Yep, I really need to concentrate on this.
It looks like there's a canoe.
There is a kayaker on there.
We quickly make a plan. We'll steer the boat to the side of the canal, hold it by our center line while we wait for the canoes to finish crossing. Then we'll get out of their way as we sneak on the Pontcysyllte Aqueduct while it's still clear.
All right. Well, that went a lot smoother this time than it did last time.
Our drone is still wet, and it won't work. So instead, we'll take you across in real time.
Morning.
Here we go. Yeah, just speed across, baby. You can float across like I did.
How's it going? Good morning.
This is good. I never saw this side.
It's nice, right?
I was too busy trying to avoid it.
Good morning. Ah, so glorious.
Should I film that side?
Yeah, sure.
Not as pretty, because I'm going through a gate. That doesn't freak you out looking down that side? With nothing to save you?
I can't hear you.
Looking very intense.
It's very intense. Well, you pretty much have to bumper car your way through, but yeah.
I did. And I wasn't even ashamed of it because I was so scared to look down.
And we're about to be off.
Already?
There are people behind us?
Yep. They're pretty far behind though.
And there you go.
Oh, I gotta get ready for the swing bridge.
Well, this was night and day to going in.
It's so quiet along here, we even cruised through a conversation between two continuous cruisers. It's hard to believe this is the same place that was so crazy just a few days ago. This is all so relaxing, we'll just let the boat behind us go through the lift bridge first. We're going to moor up just beyond the bridge so we can enjoy a slice of canal life just one more time. This will be our first cafe narrowboat.
This is the first exotic type of crisp I had, my very first time I ever came to the UK. Ooh!
The canals are all about watching the world just go by. And how about this for a winding expert? It's really not that far from the aqueduct to Chirk Marina. And before you know it, we're here.
So it looks like we ended up just coming straight to the marina. They let us come in early, so we're going to spend our very last night of our narrowboat adventure in the Chirk Marina. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been so much fun having you along, and I guess we'll see you either on the next travel adventure or the next narrowboat adventure.